Hello everybody, I'm Dan Quibel and this is Electrolytes 101. So it's very, very important. This video is probably one of the more important videos that you're going to watch. You've probably at this point heard about the keto flu, and most of the symptoms of the keto flu can be avoided just by keeping your electrolytes up and getting them in. So first of all, what are electrolytes? Electrolytes are sodium, potassium, a few different forms, and the last one is magnesium. So on a ketogenic diet, insulin tends to go down. We tend to flush out a lot of fluids or a lot of water out through our kidneys, and when that happens, it takes electrolytes with them, so we end up getting low on sodium, low on potassium, low on magnesium. The side effects of this happening are things like leg cramps, fatigue, headache, and some of the flu-like symptoms that come with the keto flu. We're also transitioning fuel sources, so we are going from burning mostly glucose over to burning mostly fat. So that's another cause of the keto flu, but a lot of the symptoms of it are just from electrolytes, so I'm going to go over each of them and how much you should be taking. Before I do that, I want to say that anybody that has kidney issues, if you have, let's say you're on kidney dialysis, something like that, you only have one kidney, you have impaired kidney function, then you definitely want to talk to your doctor before supplementing potassium. The other thing, if you're on a blood pressure medication, some of them are potassium sparing, like water pills. Again, talk to your doctor before supplementing potassium. For everybody else, you're perfectly fine supplementing potassium, and any extra, you'll simply flush it out through your kidneys the same way you would salt or sodium. So I'm going to say that I'm going to start with sodium, since it's the easiest to find and the most common electrolyte that we have. Very important to get enough sodium in every day. Now, salt and sodium aren't quite the same thing. Just to give you an example of that, so I'm looking at this right now and it's 400 milligrams of sodium in a quarter teaspoon. So that would be 1600. So it's under half of this by weight is actually sodium. So you probably want about 2 teaspoons of salt every single day. I would suggest sea salt, and iodized sea salt is best. Something like this one I have right here is actually pretty good. It is a sea salt, it's iodized, which means it has iodine in it. A lot of our salts, the pink salts and a lot of sea salts, don't have iodine in them, so you can end up with an iodine deficiency if you don't pay attention to that over the long term. So 2 teaspoons of salt every day. Now you can also, like I said, 5,000 milligrams total sodium is what you want every day. So some of that could come from bacon. If you're eating a lot of bacon, then you might not really need to supplement sodium. The next thing is potassium. So I'm going to start by talking to my fellow Canadians. If you're in Canada, then you're in luck. You can get this stuff here. I know it's backwards, but it's called ApoK. You can get this over the counter at any pharmacy, somewhere like Shoppers Drug Mart, Walmart Pharmacy. Pretty much any pharmacy should have this. You can get it over the counter. These are 600 milligram slow release potassium chloride tablets. So it's the one with the blue lid, and it's called ApoK, 600 milligram. You would take 4 of these a day. So 2 in the morning, 2 at night, or take them during mealtime. Just after your meal would be a good time to take these. And that's it for potassium. And for everybody else, if you're not in Canada, if you're in the US, then you're going to want to get potassium chloride, which you can get at any grocery store. This one is called salt-free. This one is called no salt. You're going to want just 1 teaspoon a day. That's all you need. I divide it into 2 doses. How I like taking this is in chicken broth. So I would just get the box stuff of Campbell's and have an entire cup of that and put half a teaspoon twice a day. So you want 1 teaspoon a day of potassium chloride. There's quite a few different brands. You just go into any grocery store, in where you buy your salt, they'll have usually a salt replacement, and that would be things like this. So no salt, salt-free, they're all the same thing. There's a few other brands as well, one called New Salt. So a teaspoon a day and you're all set. You're going to get in your minimum amount. If you don't do it, you're probably going to feel tired, have fatigue, possibly headaches, leg cramps. It's not fun, so it's very important to get these electrolytes in. The last one is magnesium glycinate, and I'm going to say this is the most common one that people get wrong, or they don't think the type matters. They'll go into any pharmacy and try to get it. You're going to have to go to an actual health food store most likely, or get this off Amazon.ca. Do not get magnesium citrate, something like Natural Calm. It's not what I recommend at all. That can cause a lot of gastric distress and issues, diarrhea, loose stools, all of that good stuff. So I don't recommend magnesium citrate. It's not absorbed all that well either. Magnesium oxide is the same thing. I don't recommend that one. So that being said, what you want is magnesium. This one is bisglycinate. So magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate. You want 200 to 400 milligrams a day. And there's one other form that I would recommend, which is magnesium malate. And if you get magnesium malate, then you want 500 milligrams a day, which is usually only one pill or one tablet. These ones are a little bit bigger, so can be a little bit more to handle, or a little bit more to swallow. And you need 200 to 400 of the magnesium glycinate. So either one, either magnesium malate or magnesium glycinate. So that's it. That's your 3 electrolytes. Very important. Please do not ignore this. Don't just go on with the program without getting your electrolytes. Especially the potassium. Very important to get that one in. Unless you are on a blood pressure medication or you have problems with your kidneys, then definitely supplement the potassium, get that in. You will get a bit from food as well every day, so you don't have to hit that 4,700 milligrams that's recommended by the government. You will get some of that in, so we're only trying to get a teaspoon, which is, I think it's 2,600 we would get. Yeah, 2,600 a day if you have a teaspoon of this stuff. So you get that in, you're going to get your minimum, you're going to feel great, and that is it. Check out the next video and watch this one twice.